for college prep tests.
Yeah, while some students have just decided where they're going to college this fall, others are just now beginning the journey of the testing process.
And here comes the anxiety. The tests are ahead in the spring, the summer, and the fall. So I don't ever recall having to make this choice. Which test, the ACT or the SAT? I just took the SAT. I'm not even sure I know the difference between the two, but that's another little component of all this. It's important to remember the tests are different, and for either test, it's important to plan ahead. And Mark Greenstein from Ivy Bound Test Prep has some advice.
Some kids should be taking both. But generally, I want parents to realize there are equally good ways to admit now. That didn't used to be the case. The ACT was sort of like the lesser sister. Now it is just as powerful. And for some kids, especially those who are pretty good at science, or at least not scared of science, I actually like the ACT.
You can find a tutor to help you prep for either test or both tests if you want to. So when to prepare, either on your own or with a tutor? Erica Arias got even more advice on that from Mark.
I like summer before any year. Literally, that could be the summer before sophomore year, summer before junior year, or summer before senior year.
And so you spend the whole summer preparing?
No, you don't need the whole summer.
Okay.
Give me 5 weeks.
That might be a little bit intimidating.
Give me
for students out
5
there.
weeks for 3 hours a day, and so it's like your part-time summer job. You still got the other 5 weeks.
I'm sure that goes over like a lead balloon.
That.
Yes. Now, if you don't have that amount of time during the summer, you can continue your prep into the fall, too. And Mark also wanted to point out there is no limit on the number of times you can take the SAT or the ACT.
Yeah, students can take the test 3, 4 times, whatever you need. Students feel their best score is to get into the colleges that they're hoping for.
And Mark also tells us college admission offices, they care about the scores, not the number of times a student has taken the test. And of course, good advice from Mark at Ivy Bound Test Prep. You know, the 3 hours for 5 weeks, I was a good student. I don't know if I was that disciplined, though.
I took a class in my junior year on Saturday mornings, a prep course, kind of like what Mark works for, and it was a commitment for about, I want to say, maybe a semester's worth in order to get me to look for clues on the questions on the SAT to see what, you know, how to do it better. How, you know, did it translate into more points? Maybe a few, but not. I don't know. I think you kind of know whether or not that the SAT or the ACT is going to help you or not in terms of where you want to go, and that's where your guidance counselor comes in terms of helping out with some good advice, better advice of what we can offer.
I'd also be curious to know to what extent do they judge admissions based on those test scores compared to when I was in high school, Aisha, when you were in high school. You know, I feel like I got in on mine because I wasn't the best student.
Well, right.
I certainly wasn't well-rounded.
Well, some schools, I don't know if they still do this, had you know, the sliding scale where if you got a better SAT score, which thankfully I did, it offset lesser grades, which thankfully I did too. But they're looking, as always, for a well-rounded student. So again, you know, it's every little bit helps, but don't get anxious, as we started the story, thinking that one part is going to make or break you over the next couple of years.
And good luck if you're prepping for the SAT
That's
right now.
Yes.